looking at all these success stories of swirlers who are living their best lives, getting their man to pay their bills, getting treated, getting spoiled, and, what are mammies really doing besides taking L after L? Tyrone ain't acting right. Tyrone ain't paying your bills. He's doing a 50.
I don't think it's just that. I think it's also personality. How can you find a good match? How can you find someone that you actually really want and love when you're only looking for 13% of the population? So all of the matches that you have in this country, you're only looking at 13%. And you do know that your matches are not 100 million men in the country or so. There's plenty of other factors. Many men are taken. Many men are, that's actually the male population. That's not even men. Many people are children. Many people are very old. Some people are in jail. Some people are gay. There's so many different things that, going on there. Many people won't find you to be their type. Many people you won't be attracted to in the least. Many people you will be fighting with and having arguments and can't even get along with. Many people live a different lifestyle than you. You see how this whittles it down to a very small pond of people that you can choose from, this is why it seems like a lot of mammies will just talk about who can give them money and they can get along with, and somehow they found their right partner. They don't even really care about actually loving that person or liking that person's personality and how that person fits for them. You know what I mean? Do you two get along well? Are you two meant for each other, or are you just trying to make it work? Making it work in a relationship is never a good idea, because you're basically creating dysfunction, because you are making a puzzle fit that doesn't really truly fit. And in many of these situations, that's what's happening. And the reason why is because you only had a small population to choose from. And because you had a small population to choose from, you have but so many you can choose, basically. And those people are probably not going to be the other half to your puzzle. They're not going to be your other half, basically. They're going to be the other half of a triangle while you're the other half of a circle. And you're trying to make this work. And obviously that's a very disformed shape that I just described. And of course that's not really going to work out now, is it? One side is trying to be a triangle, one side is trying to be a circle, And that's why they get angry and upset at other women who don't subjugate themselves to these choices. And you can see this on the men's side too. A lot of them can get bitter at men who choose to open their options because they deal with the same struggle. They're within the same small pond that is completely frustrated and angry because they keep going in the small little merry-go-round of dysfunction and torture. Anyway, continue.
You're paying half the bills or all the bills. Tyrone is in and out of jail. Tyrone is bringing you home HIV. Tyrone is cheating in Italy with a woman like Nicole Murphy. And meanwhile, swirlers are laughing. Let that sink in for a minute.
Personally, to me, I hardly even notice that struggle. Because, when you're not living that life, you're just like, well, I don't know what's going on the other side of the pond. Good luck with that. But then when they have all that anger and stuff, then it becomes funny to me. that's when I find it like, okay, it's laughable, because you're really literally over here being mad at me for the choices I make with my personal relationships. Must mean that something's not going right with your own, because why are you angry at me for something of this nature? You're not a potential suitor for me. You're not a black man, you're not a white man, you're not a man, you're not an Asian man, for one. I mean, like, everyone always talks about, like, not being attracted to black men, but so many people are not attracted to Asian men. Nobody says peep, you know? It's just like, people are attracted to different things. Some people are only attracted to Asian men. Some people are only attracted to white men. Some people are only attracted to black men. Some people are attracted to the whole damn rainbow, you know? But anyway, like, I just, to me, it's like, it's telling when you are angry at others for their choices. It's like, oh, you feel like your life is miserable, obviously, and you feel like, you know, things aren't working out for you, or they're not going to work out for you, at least in the way you best want them to. And then you do recognize the dysfunction then, because of how they're acting up, because it makes you want to be interested, kind of like, oh, what's going on over there? When before, you weren't even thinking about what's going on over there. You really didn't care how it was going over there, because you were never interested. You never considered it because you're not attracted to it. You know, I don't pay attention to how many women that are dating women, what their obstacles are in dating. I never think about what their obstacles are in dating. I just know I'm not attracted to women on a physical level. And since I'm not attracted to them on a physical level, I don't consider what's it like to be in a relationship with women these days. What's it like to be married to a woman? You know what I mean? It's the same thing with someone who's an Asian man or a black man. Like, I'm not thinking of what other people's relationships are like, you know, unless they bring their own personal lives into my life and start talking to me about their problems or having some kind of issue with me based off of their personal problems. Continue, though.
We are laughing our asses off because you just don't get it. As a matter of fact, we don't want you to get it. You know, we kind of want you to stay where you are because you're not built for this life. What life is that? A life of no struggle, not having a nigga act up, not having a man that expects you to do his job and your job, and not having limitations.
And that's really important with the limitations, because you have to remember the black population is only 13% of the population. That's an extreme limit. You add any other population besides Asian people, and you double the population at least of your options, possibly, you know, make your population of choices 5 to 7 times more large of a pond to choose from. So to me, I mean, like, the limitation is a real struggle, and that's, I think, where all their anger goes to. But it's like, why did you do it to yourself? You know, if you're attracted to other races and this is all an act, which it does seem like it's all an act, why did you do it to yourself? You know, and that's what I want to know.
Not being looked at as a mule, a workhorse. Not being looked at as being strong and independent. You're jealous.
For sure.
I have 2 other channels, Tazzy Solo Mayor and Crystal Swirls. And you hoes